Bula, bula. A shower of dust and paper rained down. Mel scrambled, snatching bills from the air. 670. 680. He counted feverishly. $720. Oh, Slim. I love you. Vera dropped down, covered in soot. She just fell out of my cup, she said, handing Mel a crumpled piece of paper. It looks like some kind of poem. Mel snatched it. Unlucky on the left, but lucky on the right. I left my golden gift right where you take a bite, he read aloud. What a stupid poem. Mel grunted. You know, Alice mused, wiping dirt off Vera's shoulder. This could be a clue as to where he left the rest of his money. Sherlock Holmes deciphered a poem just like this in The Hound of the Baskervilles. Mel's eyes lit up again. Hold it. I figured out the poem. He did leave more money. This poem is actually the combination to a safe. Chapter 23. X marks the spot. The diner became a war room. Mel, convinced he was a cryptographic genius, began to decode Slim's doggerel. Okay. Spill your guts, Mel demanded of the poem. The first clue is unlucky on the left, Mel reasoned. Now, the unlucky number is 13, so it means. All right, Alice nodded. But lucky on the right, Mel continued. The lucky number is 7. It means right 7. Good for you for knowing that, Alice said. I left my golden gift, Mel read. Now, a golden gift would be a 50th wedding anniversary, right? So it means left 50, right where you take a bite, Mel finished. You take a bite with your mouth, and we all have 32 teeth. So it means right 32. Wait a minute, Vera interrupted. We're talking about your average eccentric, Mel shouted. They had the combination. Now they needed the safe. We know it's not in your walls because you remodeled, Alice deduced. And we know it's not in the ceiling. So there's one place it could be. The floor. Give me an axe, Mel roared. Mel, you can't destroy the whole dinner, Alice stopped him. Chapter 24. The Golden Gift. That night, the diner was dark, save for the beam of flashlights and the eerie whine of Henry's metal detector sweeping over the linoleum. I feel like a fool, Alice whispered to Jolene as they watched Mel crawl around on his hands and knees. Suddenly, the machine shrieked. Henry's metal detector went crazy right over that spot, Mel yelled. He grabbed a shovel, where he got a shovel, in a commercial kitchen. Was a mystery Alice didn't want to solve, and began to dig. He pried up tiles. He shoveled dirt. Clang. Safe, Mel cried, pulling a metal box from the earth. He knelt over it, his hands trembling. He spun the dial. Left 13. Right 7. Left 50. Right 32. Click. The lid popped open. A $10,000 package. Mel screamed, pulling out bundles of cash. 1,000,000, 2,000,000, 3,000,000, 4,000,000, 5,000,000. The girls huddled around, mesmerized. Nothing smells as fresh as old money, Mel sighed, inhaling the scent of mildew and wealth. Each of our shares comes to $10,000. Jolene calculated quickly. Dreams, instantly fertilized by cash, bloomed in the stale air of the diner. I'm going to buy me a souped-up stock car, just like the General Lee, Jolene declared. I'm going to open the Vera Louise Gorman Petting Zoo, Vera beamed. I'll have 2 of every kind of animal there is. 2 hamsters, 2 kitties, 2 puppies. I'm going to take Tommy traveling, Alice said, her eyes misty. With this much money, I can see 14 wonders of the world. How about you, Mel? Alice asked. How are you going to spend your $20,000? Mel grinned, a wolfish, satisfied grin. There's a lot of wild women out there. He reached back into the box to make sure he hadn't missed a stray bill. His hand touched an envelope. Chapter 25. The Moral Dilemma. There's a note from Slim, Mel said, his voice dropping. He opened it. To whom it may concern, he read. In case the world has not been destroyed by the time you read this, I would like the money, to go to the children's orphanage at Round Mesa. The heir left the room. That was who took me in and raised me up. Mel continued reading, his voice getting quieter with every word. And if I could help other orphans with this money, I would feel my life really meant something. Signed, Alfonso McDermott. Mel looked up. The General Lee, the petting zoo, and the world tour evaporated into smoke. P.S. Mel read desperately. In case the world has been destroyed, please disregard the above. Orphans? Jolene groaned. Why did it have to be orphans? Yeah, Alice sighed, slumped against the counter. Why couldn't Alfonso just have a regular family? Well, he didn't. They're orphans. They looked at the piles of cash. It didn't look like money anymore. It looked like conscience. My heart says yes, yes. My fingers say no, no, Mel whined, clutching a bundle of bills. Don't feel too bad, Alice said, patting his arm. Mel stared at the box. He sighed. The weight of doing the right thing crushing his avarice. He put the money back. You've still got the money from the ceiling, Alice pointed out. Slim didn't say anything about that. Mel brightened slightly. He pulled the soot-stained bills from his pocket. Yeah, that's true, he said. After I pay for fixing the ceiling, you girls are gonna end up with $100 apiece here. 100. For you, and for you, and for you. Mel, you're sharing this with us? Vera asked, touched. This is real generous of you. I wish there was something we could do for you. Mel looked at the gaping hole in his diner floor. He handed Vera a shovel. There is, he barked. Fill the hole. Novel title, The Chili and the Stardust. Part 6, The Show Must Go On. Chapter 26, The Star is Born. Sort. Alice Hyatt breezed into the diner 2 hours late, carrying a roll of glossy paper under her arm and an aura of theatrical importance that clashed violently with the smell of frying onions. Guess what I got, she announced, unfurling a poster on the counter. Seeing you're 2 hours late, it better be a note from your mother, Mel grumbled, not looking up from his grill. I had to go to the printers. Alice ignored him, turning to Henry. Singers, dancers, musicians. Henry looked up from his apple brown, Betty illicit treat he was hiding from his wife, Chloe. Oh, I love musicals. In high school, I played the title role in No, Nanette. Alice blinked. You played Nanette? It was an all-boys high school, Henry explained with a shrug. I had the best legs in the senior class. Wanna see? No, thanks anyway, Alice said quickly, turning the poster around. It read, I Happen to Like New York, featuring Alice Hyatt. Nice billing, Henry noted. I'm not really the star of the show, Alice admitted modestly, although I am featured in most of the show-stopping numbers. Working in the theater is a big departure from my work in the nightclubs, she added. What work in nightclubs? Vera asked innocently. You sang twice this year, at Vinnie's House of Veal. I don't like to overbook myself, Alice sniffed. This show could be a stepping stone to a brilliant career. Just then, a man in a frantic state entered the diner. He wore a scarf despite the desert heat, the universal uniform of a director in crisis. Henry, Vera, Jolene, this is my director, Mickey Rogers. Alice introduced him. Mickey didn't waste time on pleasantries. He looked like a man who had just watched his life's work burn down. Can we talk? I've got some bad news. Our producer called. He's having money trouble. He has to raise more money? Alice asked. No, for his defense attorney, Mickey sighed. He's in jail for tax evasion. Sam Berman, alias Swifty Berman, alias Jose Berman, alias Mitzi McBride. Mitzi McBride? Alice gasped. The man must be a master of disguise. Mickey shook his head. As of now, we have no producer, no money, no show. We gotta close. Alice slumped onto a stool. Chapter 27, The Angel of the Exactor. While Alice mourned the death of her Broadway dreams, Mel Sharples was having the best day of his life. He marched out of the kitchen, waving a fistful of cash like a conquering warlord. I won the exacta.